Alright, so here's a precious moment because it's a Beatle going down the street, and that's all. You know, a Beatle going down the street. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You know, it's full moon today going on, and I don't know, it's just beautiful because I was listening to music in my life, and one day my mother came to me and said, buy Paul McCartney's CD for someone for a birthday as a gift. Buy it for me because I can't do it on internet, And I said, what's that shit? Paul McCartney, what's that freaking shit? Because I didn't know, and it was like teenager, hating something that he don't know about. And yeah, you see, it's full moon, activation of spirituality, and the feminine side of human beings are activated, like in me actually, because Beatle is like it's a feminine, I guess. But anyway, yeah, and I searched in internet for this Paul McCartney. Who is that? And I saw that it's from the Beatles. Yeah, the Beatles. So I knew something about the Beatles, but it was like not much. I didn't know it back then. And I typed the Beatles in internet and on YouTube, and I found a recording from 1965, I guess, from Blackpool live. The Beatles singing Help live. I remember that. And it was like, wow, like a enlightening moment in my life. And I was like, I don't know, my hand hurts. I was, I don't know, 14, 15 years old. 13 maybe. Next week I had electric guitar, and amplifier. I had an adventure with guitar, but like I was, I don't know, maybe 11, but it was like classical guitar, so it was bullshit for me, because electric guitar is damn rock and roll. And yeah, and I played rock and roll. From that moment, and it's a spiritual journey for me, because I was a kid. I didn't know much about music, about spiritual stuff, And then, but I was just rocking kid going on, rock and rolling. A lot of fakes were around me, but I was real. And And yeah, and then I had many sufferings in my life, and it's like, you know, living in this world. I feel like John Lennon, you know, or George Harrison, or Paul McCartney, or Ringo Starr, you know. Like John Lennon, right? John Lennon. He was against it all. Against it all. Against school, against universities, against bullshit. He was a genius. He knew that he's a genius, you know, and he had a lot of fun, and he had a great sense of humor, you know. He was painting, writing poems, doing music, rock and roll, and yeah, and it's like what I am doing actually, and yeah. You don't need to believe me, but it's my inner experience. So yeah. I don't know, 12 years after, maybe even more, after discovering the Beatles, and I'm a grown guy, you know, but still a kid. And I'm a Beatle. You know, Beatles were the best. That's why so many people, not so many, but there's a few people out there that want to be a Beatle. But I'm a real one. I'm a real one. I know that. This is the message. You know. You don't know how many times I cried. You don't know what I was going through, you know, and so many times I was just like, Jesus Christ, you know. Suffering, crucified, you know. Bleeding. And people like that have an experience of heart in this world, they go through a lot of suffering. They come to this world, they suffer somehow, but then they are bigger because of that. They are like stronger, you know, and they are against these things that are hurting people, making people hurt, you know. So many people don't even know. They still believe in TV, they still believe in knowledge, in books, you know. You don't know that the Beatles were all about that. It's all a lie. Just watch a movie called Yellow Submarine, and you can see there that it's like good fighting with bad, something like that, and it's this world of money, this world of craziness, this world of crazy stuff, you know, going on. I can't even say about what I think is crazy, because a lot of people will be like, wow, you are crazy, you, like, you know, what's happening to women these days, or this crazy stuff. Okay, I won't even talk about it, but it's all brainwashing, you know. It's all brainwashing, making people like clowns. But they were hurt and they look for their way, so they choose. Like these days it's even harder. These days it's even harder because it's fucking, I don't know. It's like TV, media, all technology, you know, and it's brainwashing. They started it in 60s. All those programs with LSD and CIA going on, you know. The hippies were against it. Hippies were against it, but they, I don't know, disappeared somehow, you know. They killed John Lennon, you know. You don't understand 60s. It was like Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles, Bob Dylan. They were all human beings against bullshit. But then people were able to get together, you know. To get together, to dance, to laugh, to try LSD, to listen to the music. Now it's like brainwashing is advanced. Times are different, but Jimi Hendrix said, I don't know this quote, it's like, when love of power, I don't know, you can check it out. Jimi Hendrix quote about love, but it was like, love have to overcome love of power, you know. So many people are in love in power. They are living for power, to control human minds, human beings, you know. And love has to win. Love has to win. And it's like this guy talking about doing it. So peace and love. Here's the real Beatle. Here's a little Beatle, Buddha. You know, here's a little Buddha. And yeah, I'm kind of a John Lennon in this world. And also George Harrison, Ringo Starr, Paul McCartney. Thank you, peace and love. Bye-bye. Beautiful flowers.